In this video, I'll show you how I made this word search puzzle book to publish and sell on Amazon KDP. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If you're interested in publishing puzzle books or activity books on Amazon, or specifically books with word searches in them, then today I have an exciting video for you because I want to show you a really unique way to create these word search puzzles. A few months ago, I created this video about a brand on Amazon that is making over $8,000 per month selling word search puzzle books, and that video was very popular with you guys. You really loved it. And it is a look at the kinds of books they publish and how they possibly came to this success with their books. Word search books are very popular on Amazon, and activity and puzzle books in general are very popular. So if, for example, you wanted to create an activity book with various different activities in it, adding word searches can be one of those activities that you include in your book. So you don't have to be creating purely just word search puzzle books. You can include these kind of puzzles into your other puzzle or activity books if that's what you publish. And word searches are one of my own favorite puzzle books. Personally, I just enjoy completing word search puzzles, and they are really fun books to make as well. But one thing that I talk about all the time here on my channel is trying to make books that are a bit different and a little bit more unique than the other books out there. We do pretty much have to do this with every book that we create because there are so many other people out there publishing books on Amazon. You can't just create the same kinds of books that are already for sale. You need to find a way to stand out from all the rest, whether that's to do with the interior of your book or the cover of your book. And now with word searches, I have a way to do that. I was able to create totally different word search puzzles than anything else out there currently, and that's by creating the word search puzzle in a shape. How awesome is that? When you do a search for word search puzzle books on Amazon, you will find that pretty much every book available has the basic square-shaped word search puzzle in them. And while those puzzle books are, yes, very popular, and there is a tool out there available to create those kinds of puzzle books too, it's nice to have another tool, an additional tool we can add that's going to help us create something even more unique and give something extra to our Amazon customers, and just going above and beyond to try and create something really different and really fun for them to complete. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into the word search or puzzle book niche within this video. I already have plenty of videos about puzzle books and specifically about word search puzzles and the potential income that you can make from them. So go have a look at those videos after you've watched this one if you are interested in more in-depth information about the niche specifically. For now, I just want to get in and show you how I created these really cool, fun and unique word search puzzles. So I do have a new software that is going to become available this weekend, so you can't get it just yet. But if you do want to get it for yourself, or if you're just interested in finding out more information about it, make sure to come back this weekend, which is the 5th of May, 2023, for some special launch discounts. But essentially, this software allows you to create word search puzzles in a defined shape very quickly and very easily. First of all, this is a couple of the ones that I've created for my book. One is related to Australia and the other is related to love. I'm going to show you another example now as well, and just show you how easy it was to create these. Firstly, you are going to need a couple of things. First thing you'll need is an image or a set of images, depending on how many word search puzzles you want to create. I went through a lot of trial and error finding good images or good shapes that work, and you might have to do the same thing yourself, but just a couple of tips that I found helpful once I started digging into the software. Ideally, you want something with a very distinctive shape. So even without an outline, people are going to know what that particular shape or image is. So something with a really distinctive shape that isn't too busy and has a defined border. Once you have your image or set of images, you'll need a list of words to go with each image. The words that you're going to want to put into your word search puzzle. You can come up with these on your own, or you can use a word generator website, which you can just Google to find one. There's plenty out there and they're free to use. Or you can just Google something like words related to and then your topic. So for example, words related to Australia or words related to love. And then of course you will need the shape word search generator app. Let me show you how it all works. This is the canvas area where we create the word search puzzles. As you can see, I already have the two that I created, the Australia and the love. I'm going to create an additional puzzle for you now. I'm going to add an additional page. Now, the image and the topic that I've decided to use in this example is something related to yoga. So I went and had a look for images around the sort of wellness yoga niche and looked for an image that fit those criteria that I mentioned earlier, where the image isn't too busy, it's got defined edges, and it's got a defined shape or a quite distinctive shape so people can kind of see what it is. What I want to do first is I want to add the template for the word search. And so this is just a generic sort of placeholder, and we just need to change up all these elements. So now we've got the word search there. I want to add my own image. There are images within the software that you can use if you don't want to go off and find your own. I always like using my own images. It's just another way to make things even more unique. And I'm going to use this lotus shape. So what we want to do is we want to click on the word search puzzle, and then we want to add my image. Now, it doesn't really matter in terms of whether the images are color or not. If you do want to add your image and keep the lines, which you'll see what I mean in a second with the way that I've created mine. I've created mine without any of the lines or colors or anything like that because I like that style. I think it looks cool, it looks minimalistic, and I like it without a border around the shape. But if you wanted to keep the image as it is with the colors, you can do that. You can use this software with colors, but obviously keep in mind that if you're not printing the book in color on Amazon, you don't want to have color in the images because customers will get confused when they look at the inside of the book with the look inside feature. So if you do want to keep the image and the colors, just make sure you change it to black and white. Don't keep color in it. If you do want to print something in color, then of course keep the colors in there, but I'm going to remove all traces of the image just so that we keep the shape. So now we've got our shape and the word search has sort of reconfigured itself to match my shape. We need to make it look better because it doesn't really look good right now. We just need to right click or control click and open the settings, and this will give us all the different settings that we can adjust for the word search. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove the image because, like I say, I like that minimalist look where the image is gone. So that just means we change the opacity to 0 and then we can see the colors all gone. So now we want to adjust some things like the columns and stuff to make it more like the shape. Now this is going to depend on whether you're going to be creating word searches for children or for adults, because if you're creating them for children, you're going to have less columns and less letters within your word search because obviously you have to make them a lot more simple for kids. But for adults, you can make them as difficult as you want. And with adults, you're going to generally want to have quite a lot of letters in there to make it harder to find the words. So first of all, I'm just going to change this to 50 and see how it adjusts to the shape. So you can see that the lotus shape is much better now than what it was when it only had the 20 columns. So the more letters we have, the more clearly we can see the shape. So you can go more and more. We'll see what 70 does. Oh, I like that a little bit better. I think I might leave it with the 70. So that was pretty simple. I'm just going to remove this because I don't want that in there. You can adjust the cell size and the font size as well. So for example, let's see if this goes to 30. So we're just making the shape and the letters bigger and bigger. Might put that back to 25, back to what it was. And you can also adjust what way you want the words to appear within the word search. So if you don't want any going backwards, you can remove that. If you don't want any going diagonal, you can remove that. If you're doing color, you can adjust that there. I'm going to leave the refining factor as it is because I feel like it's fairly close to the shape of the lotus, and I do want my letters uppercase and I do want the clues. If we remove the clues, then they don't know what words they're trying to find. So if you want to make your word search extra hard, you can remove the clues. Now with the clues, we can adjust the font sizing. I might pop that to 40, and I want 4 columns because there's room for it, and I want to put a little bit more of a gap between each column. I want to sort the words randomly, and I do want those words to have a capital letter. So we've updated that. Now when you're creating the page, if you just want to check where the words are in the word search, you just do this and it will show you where they are. I'm going to remove that though because we obviously don't want them on the page. Just make that a little bit smaller. Okay, so now we obviously want to adjust these clues to the ones that are going to relate to our word search puzzles. So I'm just doing a quick search for words related to yoga. Now if I just open up this one here, it says that there's 400 words related to yoga. You can do this by having a list that you just copy and paste over, but I can't really copy and paste these words, so I am just going to have to type them in manually. But what we want to do is we want to make sure the image is selected, and then we click this little button here which will edit the words, and that just gives us our list. So the first word was meditation, stretching, hatha, and I'm just going to speed this up until I have the rest of my list. and then we just click save when we have all our words in there. And I might just remove one because I can see that one of those lists is a little bit... Okay, so now all my word lists are the same, and then we just want to change this to yoga. There is the option to change the font. There are hundreds of different fonts to choose from, but I'm just going to leave it as it is because I like that it's very simple, very minimalist, which is going to match my pages because I just want all my pages to be plain, easy to read. The fonts are very easy and the shapes are very easy as well to determine what the shapes are. And that's pretty much it. Now, the one last thing that we would want to do is once we've completed the page or the book, whatever it is we're creating, we just want to make sure that we've got solutions at the back. And so we just do that by clicking this here, and we will generate the solutions for the book, because obviously if a person's completing it and they can't find a word, they want to go to the back of the book and look at the solutions. So we just add those in at the end, and then we can see where all the words are within the puzzle, and then we can just download the pages or the book. We can download these in PDF. So if you've created a whole book in here and you just want to download the whole book ready to upload to Amazon, then you can just download the whole thing as a PDF. We can download it as PowerPoint if we want to take it to PowerPoint to do any further edits there, or we can download the individual pages, whether that's by PDF, PowerPoint, JPEG, anything like that. So if you do need to do further editing, there's lots of different extensions, different file formats that you can download these pages in. Now, the next thing that we want to do is create a cover. Sometimes I'll create the covers myself, but these days, just due to timing and sort of outsourcing things rather than spending my time creating every single part of the book, sometimes I'll just go to Fiverr and have a book cover created. And that takes a couple days. You just have to send through information on what you want your cover to look like, any images you might want them to use, things like that. And within a couple days, you'll have a cover back all ready to upload to Amazon KDP. So that was pretty easy and fairly quick. I think that you would agree. And I think it's a really nice way to create a book that is different to all the other word search puzzle books on Amazon. And you can also use this software to create things like printables, if that's what you do, as well as publishing books, or if that's what you do instead of publishing books. So you don't necessarily have to use the software solely for publishing books on Amazon. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, this tool will be available to purchase this weekend, which is the 5th of May 2023. And for this weekend only, there will be some discounted launch pricing. I will put up a little video again this weekend on the 5th with all the pricing information and all the different features and upgrades that are available. So keep an eye out for that if you are interested in more information or in purchasing the tool. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.